What's up? It's me, Ms.Black introvert, and thanks for clicking on this video. So let me just adjust that. I'm currently sitting on my floor in the room, so yeah. I just recorded another video, so my mouth is kind of dry, but I said, hey, I'm gonna push out 2 videos. I'm gonna push it out like a 10-pound baby. So, yeah, as you can see from the title, we're gonna be talking about Kurtis Conner. So, I never thought that Kurtis Conner would be in any drama. He's literally a sweetheart from what I see on the internet. What people put on the internet is not always 100% true. So, from what I see on the internet, Kurtis Conner seems like a really nice guy. So it pains me to have to make this video because I don't even like talking bad about people that associate with Kurtis Conner, because you would think that the people that even associate with him would be just as of a good a person as he is, right? But, here we are. So, by the way, there's going to be background noise. My son's sleeping, and yeah, I live in an apartment, so, there's background noise all day, every day. So, I apologize for that. I didn't think I would be making a drama video about Kurtis Conner, but here we are. There's some drama surrounded by Kurtis Conner. And you would think if there was drama surrounded by him, it would be like some TikToker attacking him on Instagram or something like that. But no, it's got to do with his best friend, Dean, I believe his name is. I don't know his last name. I don't care to know his last name. And his friend they're not friends anymore. This girl named Justine Bella, or I forgot her last name, but it's Justine and Dean. It rhymes. We're going to need some background for this because it's kind of complicated, but not really. Kurtis Conner, you probably know who he is if you're clicking on this video, but for the sake of explanation, he's a comedy commentary channel. He's a really funny guy. He has million subscribers, probably more than that. He just talks about TikTokers, e-boys, cringy stuff. So if you ever watch It's Cringe or anything like that, then he would be your cup of tea. He's a really funny guy. He's always said he's a feminist. He's always identified as that. All of his comedy is friendly. He's not going to say something that's too offensive. And I don't know if that's purposeful or if that's who he genuinely is. I'm leaning towards that's who he genuinely is, but people have their doubts now with what happened with his best friend Dean. So, what happened with his best friend Dean, you might ask? Dean was on a game show called My Bestie Chooses My Bae, something like that.
What up, I'm Kurtis.
Hey, I'm Dean.
I'm here to pick a bae for my bestie.
Yeah.
He's my bestie, and I'm picking a bae for him. I'm a YouTuber. He's my friend.
And I'm a
what the fuck?
Your player.
And I have a series on my channel where we make fun of this show
That we're on right now.
It's weird. It's weird. It's a weird show. And they made fun of the show, and that's how they got on the show. It really doesn't even matter how they got on the show. Just know that Kurtis and his best friend Dean were on the show. So, Dean, found a girl on the show. The winner of the show was Justine. So, Justine and Dean became friends. They weren't dating. Let me make that clear. They weren't dating. She won the show and collabed with him on her YouTube channel.
Testing audio. This is like the collab of the century. I just spit everywhere. Did you see that?
Yes.
My wet palette really went off there. Sorry.
And they reacted to the video that they were in. And during that video, Dean was a jerk.
I hope you find your future bae.
Just milking camera time.
I don't.
Good luck with everything. Hey, go.
He called the girl a bitch. He rolled his eyes at the girl's jokes. He was just really suckish. This is surprising because Dean has been on Kurtis Conner's videos and he does not portray himself in that fashion at all, which is purposeful for him. he intentionally doesn't portray himself as somebody that will call a girl a bitch. He does that on purpose because he knows that the majority of Kurtis Conner's viewers are probably women and girls. So he can't piss off his fan base. And I don't think Kurtis Conner would find stuff like that funny. But I don't know this man. Like I don't know this man. So you know, take that with a grain of salt. So that video came out, and then Justine put out a video recently of her basically just spilling the tea.
When I met up with him and his friends after the Danny, Drew, and Kurtis show in New York, when I got to the bar that they were at, his friends at the table gave him dirty looks, said things like, oh, he's just telling anyone where we are. I already felt out of place because I didn't know his friends. Most of them had like clout and I was just a normal person, so that just made me more uncomfortable. He pulled up a chair, but nobody moved at the table to make room for it, so I was literally physically out of the circle, and he didn't say anything to them to try to help include me. So that was weird. And verbatim, he said, these kids, literal kids, have no lives, no personalities. The only thing they have as a personality trait is being a fan of Kurtis Conner.
So apparently, he thinks sorry, my nose is stuffed. He thinks Kurtis Conner's fans are all a bunch of followers whose personality trait is being a Kurtis Conner fan. They have no life of their own. Basically, they're losers in his eyes. And I find that so ironic. I find that so ironic because literally the only reason we know who Dean is because he's friends with Kurtis Conner. So literally your personality trait, the only personality trait that you have is that you're Kurtis Conner's friend. So talk about the pot calling the kettle black. That's literally why you're known. That's literally why you get any views on your first YouTube video that you ever made, is because people know you from being Kurtis Conner's friends. So let's not forget where we come from. And this is why I strongly disagree with friends of YouTubers making YouTube videos or channels just off the backs and the strength of them being friends with a famous YouTuber. Like, I don't think we should just give our views to someone just because they're friends with a big YouTuber. That doesn't mean you'll make good content. And case in point, he doesn't make good content. He's not funny. His jokes are cringe. Honestly, Kurtis Conner should react to his own friend and his jokes because his friend is kind of a douche. He's like every person he reacts to on his channel. So it's honestly surprising that he's friends with a guy like this. That's the only disappointing thing with this story, is that it makes people look at Kurtis Conner like, hey, you might be a douche in real life, because how can you be friends with somebody that's such a douchey person? It just doesn't add up. And birds of the same feather flock together, right? So people are saying, you know, if you hang out with somebody like that, then by association, you're probably a jerk. I don't necessarily agree with that. I haven't seen anything where he's been a jerk, so I can't pass that judgment, and I'm going to continue watching his videos because they're funny. But I'm not going to watch any videos where he guest stars his friend in it. Like, because one, his friend was never even funny in the videos. Like, I didn't find him funny. He just made weird noises, and he's not really funny. His humor is not anything special. So, you know, I didn't come here to drag Dean, but I just wanted to talk about it because I saw a lot of people just torn between, hey, do I unsubscribe because, you know, Kurtis Conner is associated with a guy like this, or do I stay subscribed and just ignore it? And I feel like you can say something about it and still be a fan of Kurtis Conner. And I don't think Kurtis is ignoring it. He's put out apologies. So I'll just put up his apology on the screen somewhere. So, just tell me what you guys think. Do you think that Kurtis Conner should be canceled because his best friend is a dick? Or should we just cancel Dean before he even gets started because he's whack? I'm tired.